What's up? Oh wait, I wonder how long my looper's been recording. My B string is tuned down to an A. Yep. Alright. We're going to talk about something today. That's loud. Loud as a mug. I sound better on some types of songs than others. So anyway, all right, there are musical situations that I sound better in than others, right? So for me, maybe that's not even the best case, because it does, like that example, it's already kind of banging away. But for me, generally, I sound best in situations where I can leave space, right? So with we're doing a pop song or something, the song's already banging away, and you need a 16 bar solo. I can do that. But I won't sound that special, I think. Whereas I think I sound more interesting. I think I'm at my personal best in a song where a lot of space works, right? I can play something, and I can leave, I can not play for a second. I can play something and not play it for a second. A lot of songs aren't really looking for that. A lot of songs you just need to fill up the space and not leave silence, yeah, it took me a while to decide that that's kind of okay. I mean, it's not okay to not be great at something, but at any given thing, but it is fine to curate your output, to not let yourself be heard in the situations where you don't sound your best, right? So if you'll listen to, if you'll go back through all these videos, the places where I'll solo over something, I never make some song where it's, that's generic garbage right there. But I don't put myself in situations, or at least where you're going to hear it. I don't put myself in those situations. I think I've got a bad cable. And that's I think a smart decision. So case in point, how many times have you heard somebody over a song, like over just really generic blues shuffle? How many solos have you heard over that blew you the freak away? I am not sure that I ever have. And there's an axiom I'm getting to here, and it's an axiom that feel free to argue with me over it in the comments. But I take as axiomatic the sound of your solo, 60% of the sound of your solo. This is a bullcrap figure. A good portion, if not most, of the sound of your solo is the sound of the song. If you're soloing over something that is overly generic, is overly whatever thing it is that you're trying to avoid. Let's say it's really poppy and cheesy, right? And you want your solo to not sound cheesy. Good luck. Your solo is probably going to sound really cheesy, you know? And so if you're soloing over a Barry Manilow song, there's almost nothing you can do to make a solo that's not cheesy, because that's the situation. And the listener can. It's almost impossible for the listener to correctly sift through all the elements of a song that they're hearing and tell, okay, this is the part that's completely idiotic and this is the part that's really great. You know, it's really not the way passive listening works. In passive listening, you just hear the whole thing and you don't attribute blame here and there, you know, or praise here and there. So for the stuff that you're going to put out on the internet or wherever, make sure it's stuff that you sound your best on. That's perfectly fine. I try to curate situations where I'm going to sound really cool, and avoid situations where, you know, where I don't know if I've ever heard anybody sound cool. Like this, you know, I mean, I think Derek Trucks, Eric Gales, Mike Landau, they could maybe pull that up enough to make me think, wow, that was really killer. It wouldn't surprise me though if even with those dudes, if they were playing over that and I came away thinking, man, you know, that was okay, you know, but not intending to blame them, but inherently just accidentally attributing to them this genericness. You know what I mean? The fact is, they're trying to lift a song out of a situation that's just not that isn't the soloist's job, that the soloist is mostly powerless to do. So yes, if you'll listen through Fantastic Boom, some of the stuff though I do have to just fill in space, especially on the first album, because I think I didn't yet know how to write small and spacious for the most part. There's a song called This off of the album How to Build a Hole by Fantastic Boom, that where I think is a perfect example of what I do well, which is there's space. I can not play and it sounds great. It's the right kind of musical situation where not playing sounds great, you know. And in those situations, I tend to be at my best. The solo on I Thought I Could Save You is not like that. And by the way, I'll just be honest. First of all, that solo is virtually one take. It's right at the very, very, very end. That take, I just kept blazing through to the end, and when I listened back, I knew I had gotten lucky. When I listened back, it's like, man, why did I do that? So I just put these long sustaining notes over the end. But that one is one take, but it was easily the best take. You know, the other takes were like, you know, pretty generic. And that one had a little magical accidental moment where when I switched we partly mixed it out because it was so harsh sounding, but I kind of wanted it. But I took someone else's word on it shouldn't be there. But anyway, it had a little accidental moment where I swapped pickups and it goes, it just like starts buzzing like this. It sounds like a higher octave than it actually is. It's just this magic thing, and it's still there. But anyway, that solo is one where you just kind of have to burn the whole time, and you can't leave space. And that was easily the best take. I did 30 to 40 other solos before that. About I don't know if that's the right number, but I did a lot of solos over it and was not happy with a single one of them. Whereas the solo on this, I don't remember taking other solos. On the newer album, All of Anything, I did 5 solos. I threw away 2 of them. I sent the other 3 to Noel Johnston, Mark Lettieri, and another dude, and thinking they would all pick one of them, and they all picked a different one, which was interesting. So that's the one that's on the album. But I was happy with 3 of the solos. But it's a type of situation where I do play well, and I wrote a song around what it is that I can do well. See what I mean? That's what you should do. And when it comes time to, if you're just putting out a YouTube video or something, don't feel any obligation to play types of music that everybody else sounds great on. It's just not important. It's not important. What was another? Oh, another great example. I know most of these songs on my albums, or at least on the second album, by their code names prior to finalizing the Phosphorus Kids is what it's called. It was called on my computer, it was called Newgrass for a long time. Newgrass is the song to which I go out of my way to, like, to an extent that annoys the people around me and makes me very difficult to work with. I go out of my way to try to sound like nobody else. But there's one exception, and that is Phosphorus Kids, that I wanted to be an intentional homage to this Talk song called Newgrass. My favorite Talk piece ever by far. I love it to death. It's so beautiful. So we copied the drum part. We copied the overall tone, of the drums, and the fact that it's an upright bass. And then there's a completely different song built around that. But I do want the comparison to be obvious. So, but anyway, but that's a great example. There's a guitar solo at the end, and I can build it from silence and with space, and I can build it up into something. That's what I do, but great. If I have to come out of the gate just totally burning, I sound a lot more generic. It's not that special, so I try to not write that stuff. On my videos, I try to not play over stuff that I'll sound bad at. So, and let alone do I blame myself if over this I can't make something really spectacular, because I don't think I can. I don't think I can. I think I can make something interesting that you'll walk away thinking, yeah, that was another solo over the most generic blues shuffle I've ever heard. You know, it was just another pretty generic sounding thing. The listener will attribute the bad and good qualities of the song you're soloing over to the soloist. That will happen, right? You ever played over a song where it just felt like everything you played was gold? Try to write stuff like that. You know, try to put out stuff like that. So, yeah, the song is most of the sound of the solo. Trust me. So, yeah. If you have anything you want me to talk about, yeah, I will gladly do such a thing. I love this thing. This is not my guitar, and I'm beholden to no one, and I don't think the owner of this company knows me from Adam for the most part. Well, now I know he's seen me, but I would tell you, I think I've told you when I think a piece of gear sucks. Maybe. This thing is awesome. Liggett guitars. Belongs to a friend of mine, Matt Henderson, Matte. Matt's music is really spectacular. Like his whole crew. He's from. I'm Matt. If you see this, I'm talking about you behind your back. Telling stories out of school here. Matt's from that upstate New York scene where they're weird. They're kind of avant-garde, and like David Torn, Dave Fuzinski, those guys. Way different scene than I'm a part of. Like my scene is way different. But and Matt's music is like he's got this brilliant Sean Lane-ness to his playing, but different, you know. And his music is like that mixed with Aphex Twin or something. It's so cool. And I've actually heard some of the newer stuff with this this drummer Morgan Agron. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, but man, no crap. I will tell you, I've said when artists suck, and I know I already said Matt's my friend, but Matt knows I would tell him, look, I think so and so sucks. This sucks or whatever. I think you can do better than this, right? And I would tell you I thought he sucked. The stuff he's doing with Morgan Agron, like you won't believe it. It is ridiculous. It is so cool. I've heard drafts of a good number of songs. I don't know. Anyway, it's awesome. Yeah. So Matt Henderson, very, very, very worth following. So especially if you're into if you're just mainly like me, just interested in unique voices. I just want to hear stuff I haven't heard. You know, that's mainly what I want to hear, and I don't care if it burns or not. I care if it's interesting, and and he's definitely that. So anyway, this is his guitar, and he's had some weird guitars. That's the other thing. Yeah, but this is really cool. So best sounding neck pickup I've ever heard. I don't know if it's the pickup though. Most of them that sound like that sound so good without distortion because they're fat, don't sound good with distortion. And guess what? This one. Well, anyway, I'm rambling now. If you got anything you want me to talk about, now's the time to pipe up, because I'm not just gonna keep doing these things forever and ever. I don't want to do generic lessons. Here's pentatonic tricks that everybody else talks about, and here's blah 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 everybody else talks about. I don't want to do that. So so if you got something you're struggling with, now's the time. The videos are slowing down. So all right, bye.